G'day and welcome back to Torment Thursdays. Last time we left our hero, we were still journeying through our psyche, journeying through the new version of the character creation. Let's go. So here's where we were at the end of last episode. There was a slight problem with saves and other things, so I had to quickly redo it. I've also changed computer, so hopefully you have noticed a jump in video quality. But here we go. We've got all of the pieces. We've built our character already. We're missing the suffix, but I expect that, like in the previous version of the beta, we'll pick that up significantly later. But this is already a big change. We did not pick nearly as much this quickly. I'm pretty sure at this point we just picked a descriptor. We didn't get to pick a class. So we'll keep going and see what else has changed. Everything about this spectral figure seems dreamlike. He's a hazy silhouette who seems to be made of blue glass smoke. He wears stylish, well-cut clothes. His handsome bearded face seems hauntingly familiar, though you've never seen him before. He breathes in a sigh of relief when he sees you. Weren't sure what that would work. We pulled our strength and channeled it through me to reach you, to rouse you, to wake you up. He glances at the other figures and frowns unhappily. The effort took more out of them than we anticipated. They're only shadows now, not even reflections. Look, I'll bet you got a lot of questions. You'll need to know that we're not exactly people. I'm a part of your mind, a splinter. These others, well, there's some sort of memory. This whole place is built from residue in your psyche. Your body out there in the real world, it's healing from that fall. You'll need to get out there so you can finish the process and heal all the way. It's going to be a little more complicated than just waking up, though. Before I met you, it felt like something was hunting me. Do you know what that was? He closes his eyes. That's a memory I didn't want to recall. Large, black, furious, an infection, a cancer. It's our death. It's the sorrow. I hope it's lost interest in you. It'll find us. It'll annihilate us if it finds us. You said it's a complicated process. What do I need to do to heal? First thing you gotta do is wake up from this dream state. You probably landed near the resonance chamber. Just climb inside that, attune to the tides. You'll be fine. What do you mean, attune to the tides? Tides are like a force, like gravity or magnetism or something, except they respond to people's actions and perceptions. Your body, that is, your body in the real world, needs the tides to survive. Who are these people? You called them shadows? That's what they are. As I said, it's your mind. You'll find reflections of people you knew, people you met in the real world, and with whom you've shared some kind of psychic connection. I don't know why, I don't know how, it just happens. If this place is my mind, why don't I remember this? Why don't I remember any of you? It's your mind, a construct built to, I don't know, share thoughts, store your true self. Wait, you know how people say in the first place? This is definitely the first place of your memory. Well, it was the first place of me anyway. You probably know better, since it's yours. If you don't remember now, maybe it'll come to you. Who are you? He pauses, looks down at himself, considering a long time before answering. I'm you. I'm a part of your mind. I'm a splinter. I was waiting here for you. We called you, with the memories of the others who are here. I don't know what happened next. How do you know all of this? He throws up his hands in frustration. I'm just a part of you. I look at you and I know. This place was made for you, for us. And I remember the pieces of knowledge that come to me when you ask a question, but that's all. Stop asking me questions that are difficult to answer. Okay. And can you tell me? Yeah. How do I leave, though? 6. What's a resonance chamber? Right, that's what I should ask. I remember pieces about it, but not the whole. It's a glass sarcophagus in the real world. It's inside a crystal dome somewhere, with 5 mechanical arms around it, and a metal ring set in the floor. I remember that we were aiming towards it when we fell. When you open your eyes in the real world, it should be real close to you. So, what's the plan? What do I have to do? There's a tidal portal down there. It'll take you back to your body. Just step through it, and the rest of the process will take care of itself. Once you wake up in the real world, you'll find the resonance chamber, activate it, and we can... What the hell's that? So this is already pretty new. Last time round, we had a much longer sequence where we had to actually do things with like parts of the sorrow that were chasing us, and then a big, long, pretty cool sequence. But I hope they've at least partially preserved. Sorrows naked to those reflections. It's devouring their power. We have to get rid of them. To kill them, destroy its anchors, or else the sorrow will freeze us forever. Okay, well, I guess let's do that. So there is sorrow and there is us. We got 35 HP. So we can run up and hit it. We've got a medium weapon, which is our basic attack. So this is easy, and we can even use one level of effort for a total cost of nothing. So we literally can't miss. That seems pretty decent. Still got 8 speed. What? No, it's escaping. It's gonna hide inside your mind. So we've explicitly now got sorrow fragments in our mind. We didn't really have routine. So this one is already... Right, it's routine if we do this. Gotcha. Okay, and now... Same thing. Oh wait, no, that's... Ah, right, I see. Yep, so it forms a creature. Kill the last one. Stop the sorrow from latching on. So I wonder what this means in terms of the real world. Let's just do a basic attack without effort and see. I mean, it was unlikely we were going to miss, but I wonder what would happen if we had. I can't believe you said that. You pried the sorrow loose. With any luck, that'll give us the space we need to get you to the resonance chamber. But this is way different from the lab. I wonder if they've just got the lab elsewhere. Also, his image is different. Last time round, I could have sworn he had a more noir appearance, but now, yeah, hadn't even noticed that change. Okay, that's it. Let's just go. Cool. It's an interesting change. We also didn't really explore any of the combat differently, but yeah, like that drastically shortens the character creation process. One of the things that I did find a bit weird is it took like an hour and a half last time, if I recall correctly, to get to this point. Where did she fall from? Her body smashed to talk. It's a wonder she's still breathing. All I saw was a run. What around you? But look, she's healing already. Spontaneous regeneration. Will you look at... Wait, I know that face. That does look kind of goofy. Ugh, what was that? What did you do, Calistage? His tones become accusatory, suspicious. You open your eyes. First thing you notice is this man's kaleidoscope of tattoos, writhing across his forearms. He wears a long, dark coat, belted at the waist, supplies filling the pockets. His boots are worn and stained with years of travel. You blame me? She emitted internal physiological reaction in response to the fall, probably related to that fantastic healing process. Obviously. The voice rolls and hisses. You have to rub your eyes to be sure that you're not seeing double. Faint echoes of her actions trail from her, each nearly mimicking her, although some act and react to stimuli you can't receive. Her vivid hair and outrageous clothing remain constant throughout these shadows. Oh yes, it's obvious, careless speech. His voice is grim and clipped, then he sees you looking at him. You're no ordinary mortal, we know that much. Start talking. Where am I? How did I get here? You built the dome. Don't you recognize it? You built the dome. Don't you recognize it? Oh no. You know she's not the changing god, Ranneko. It's her face. I've never seen anyone else rebuild themselves like that. Only the changing god could have healed so quickly. He sighs and rubs his face, trying to regain his composure. Maybe you could help me for a change? You know what this means to me, right? You're familiar with the word changing. It implies inconsistency. Thus, the changing God may well have changed. Several versions of her shrug, and she addresses you. You'll have to forgive me. He believes you're someone he once knew, even though it's painfully obvious to anyone that you were newborn. If I'm not mistaken, you... Oh, right. Let's go through the introduction. Her most solid self curtsies, while others bow or spin. I and my sisters. I'm Callistage. This is Allegan. We're explorers, knowledge seekers. That's how we came to be in this room. If I'm not mistaken, you are what we call a castle. The changing God created you, body and mind. Your sire used your body for a time, then abandoned it for reasons of his own. When his mind departed for a new experience, you were born in his cast-off shell. Say I was born when the changing God left. Well, I did. I used a cipher to slow your fall further, but the damage still would have killed an ordinary person. But think about it. You're the kind of person who can make your body into anything you want. What do? You've constructed bodies for centuries. You want to make each one better than the last. You want to live forever, and you're not going to let your life end by accident. Nah, you'll make strong bodies. Fast. How? Maybe throw in regeneration while you're at it. The changing God has always been vague. He rarely stays long in a shell that doesn't suit his self-image. She looks you up and down, smiles suddenly unnerving. Perhaps the changing God fled because he didn't want to wear those scars of yours. Let's go with... If he abandoned my body, where is he now? If he abandoned your body, then his consciousness fled to another. He eyes you keenly. Oh, do stop. The look she gives Allegan is equally piercing, amplified by the withering glares of her sisters. There's one thing we know about the changing God, dear. It's that he always has a contingency. This child was born here. The object of your obsession will have been reborn somewhere else. How can you be sure this body's a cast-off? You mean aside from your miraculous reformation? For one thing, there's your tattoo. All cast-offs have one, but its purpose is beyond me. And then, of course, there's your delicious naivete. She could be faking it. You don't live hundreds of years without learning to lie convincingly. Oh, fuck. She sighs in exasperation and then says to you, what do you think? Are you a newborn child, or are you a powerful immortal whom death has robbed of his memories? Allegan crosses his arm and growls. Fine, what do you think? Let's do this one. I survived the fall and have skills and powers I don't recall learning. What if I am the changing God? I knew it! He looks at Callistage, triumph lighting his eyes. I knew it! Callistage shakes her head scornfully. She said, what if, Allegan? Honestly, would one who's lived so cautiously for years, so many years, casually admit her identity to people like us? We'll see. If you are the changing God, you have a lot to answer for. To a lot of people. His voice is grim, and then he looks at her steadily. Resentment apparent in every line of his frame. Crosses his arms and sighs. What was that blast of energy you want to overcome? As I was telling my colleague, it was obviously a physiological reaction of some kind. I've never witnessed the birth of a cast-off, but yes, it could well have been caused by your nascent consciousness. Don't worry, I don't believe it caused any real harm. Not to me, at least. Really, you've been more abrasive than ever since we came in here. He shoots her a sidelong glance. She just can't empathize with other people. Flesh is experimenting on him. Let's ask, do you know anything about the tides? I've heard that term before, a subject your science studied in great depth. I'm afraid it isn't my field of inquiry. Let's ask about something else. Before I worked, I was in some kind of dreamlike labyrinth with glowing spectacles. With how hard you hit the ground, I'm surprised that's all you stole. Are there other cast-offs? Dozens, hundreds, who can say? Your sire's been doing this for several centuries. Though if all of them were born the way you claim to have been, it's a wonder any of them survive. Why do you seem to hate him so much? Elegant's face remains calm, but his voice is bitter and tired. You should know, shouldn't you? You've ruined lives, committed crimes. Now, it seems you've forgotten the harms you've engineered. You've left a trail of dead and dying behind you. Callistage and her echoes share an expression that is equal part amused and appalled. She's not the changing god, let's go with, if anything, if falling from the sky didn't kill me, is there anything that can? An excellent question. Having seen your regenerative abilities in action, I suspect that they're primarily physical, a regrowth. If that's the case, you'll be unable to survive most forms of psychic or molecular decomposition, disintegration, conflagration, and so forth. Degenerative diseases could pose a problem. I know of several entities capable of psychic destruction. She speaks, a vision flashes into your mind. It's not yours exactly. Somehow you know this is a memory of the changing gods. You're in a dark room, lit by a myriad of blinking lights and holograms of many machines that surround you. What about a body that can withstand the Solar's attacks? It seems to be coming from one of the machines. No, you reply. The thing has no respect for barriers of any kind. Physical, temporal, psychic. This is the only way. With a series of gestures, you bring up an image of a crystalline pot. If the resonance chamber will work, it'll give us the power to stop the Solar's hunt once and for all. We just need the right focal point. A catalyst. The memory fades. Callistage is still talking. You hear the device behind you that you saw in the memory is identical to the one behind you now. It looks like the spectre has just described it as a transparent sarcophagus inside a crystalline dome with mechanical arms arrayed around it on a metal ring. Unfortunately, the dome is shattered, the sarcophagus is cracked, and one of the arms is in pieces on the floor. Whatever its function, it clearly needs repair. Or a flesh in perhaps one presumes a figment by the iron wind would likewise be devastating enough to... I think she gets a point, Callistage. Even you know how to fix this? Elegant chuckles, then firm and certain he says, not likely. Though it might not be impossible, you need to find people with the appropriate knowledge. I'm sure the cult of the changing god will hold the answer. Callistage's distaste is evident in the expressions of her echoes, although the face of the one in the lead remains carefully impassive. You turn to the insane to help a newborn? Where's your judgment, Elegant? I take it to the order of truth. The order of truth? You mad? Then sooner take us apart. Thanks, Joe. I'll figure it out on my own. Hold on, I'll come with you. Wouldn't want you getting lost, would we? Suspicious as always, Elegant. But child, the world's an exciting place, but it's full of dangers. Rest assured, one of us will get you to safety where you need to be. I'll be right behind you. Okay. Why do you want to go with me? What's in it for you? I went tonight. You're an exciting one, but that's all about that. I just want to see you safely out of the reef. Kid, you're not safe here. Not just because you're new. Treasure hunters patrol the reef. Scavengers would sell you for parts if they knew where you came from, what you were. Alright, let's go. Let's have a poke about. Tide change silver increased. Let's see. Examine the housing. This is the mechanical arm that is sparking on the floor. Sharply pointed apparatus that formerly topped the device appears to be burnt out and useless, but the equipment at the base remains at least somewhat operational, as the constant stream of sizzling motes can attest. Let's try to scavenge what we can. So, interestingly enough, they have added to the interface the ability to use someone else. And we've got a minor bonus. They each... Oh, right, okay, so Callistage can just get this for nothing. Well, let's have her get it. Success. Taking care to work around the sparks, I assume Callistage manages to extract an unbroken component from the housing's interior. You don't see anything else of value inside the machine. Gained item and agonist. So let's have a look at that. I assume that would be in Callistage's inventory. Looks like we got 4 party slots. That wasn't clear previously. Nope. But she's got her item, not a particularly great weapon. His item, yep, and armor. So you can't take their stuff. Okay, tiny stone balls a ball appears to be completely ordinary. No amount of close inspection reveals anything that stands out, no any signs that this seems to be more than it appears. Yet when anyone laughs near this, be it a soft chuckle or a hearty belly laugh, the stone will start howling in ever-increasing intensity until it drowns out the laughter. That's interesting. What if I do something with that? So let's just see the sarcophagus. Sunlight falls through the ragged hole in the roof onto the shattered resonance chamber. It's hard to believe that you did this, that you plummeted through the curve of the pale blue sky, crashed through the dome and broke this delicate machine with your own body. It's hard to believe you're still alive. 4 mechanical arms hang over the center of the device. Above the cracked, semi-transparent crystals of the sarcophagus, the 5th arm lies broken on the floor amongst scattered synth and crystal shards. A metal ring surrounds the array, dented and broken by your impact crate. Take a closer look at the sarcophagus. Padded interior, glass between the sarcophagus and the needle. Seems like using this chamber wouldn't be a pleasant interior. We also don't know how to open the sarcophagus. The suspended arms. Cables run from machines along the dome's walls to the base of the suspended arms, each of which is capped with long needles aimed at the cracked coffin-like chamber at the center of the platform. Gem-like lights flicker dimly at the base of the arms. Let's have a look at the ring. Feel the slightest hint of resistance every time you cross the ring. Now you're paying attention, you note that your breath is echoing in your ears as though you're inside a glass dome. When you step outside the ring, the feeling passes. Let's have a look at the shards. Jagged fragments of crystal are intermingled through the synth from the shattered dome above. The crystal shards glitter in the sunlight like captive suns. Let's grab one. Okay, look for anything. We've got a sliver of shard. It's basically a dagger. Might be a useful but crude weapon. Look for any other useful shards. Nothing. Okay. Now let's have a look at other bits and pieces. So now we've got a weapon. It's a light weapon, so we don't actually get the same benefit from our skills as we did previously. But is there anything else to look at? Oh, we can examine this. It's just flexible tubes. Unclear purpose. Let's go and interact with the machine. A sleek, black, unimpressive device hunkers before you. As you reach out to touch it, a triangle of lights on its casing blazes into life, and an image unfolds in your mind. A towering crystal arc rises over a jagged grey landscape. The air is dead and stifling. There, at its emerald peak, the image collapses, leaving you staring into the device's triangular array of lights. Command me. The device, or the intelligence within it, says each word carefully etched with distaste. Who are you? Your command was not understood. The intelligence says with clear satisfaction, sounding for all the world like it understood the question, but is choosing not to answer. Command me. Was that art she showed me? Your command was not understood. The intelligence chuckles, its lights pulsing. Command me. What commands do you recognize? 3 lights throb irritably. Heated air sighs from the device's vents, and then a towering list of commands races through your mind, far too fast to read. You rub your eyes, groaning, and the intelligence chortles. Command me, it says smugly. So, examine the outside of the device. An indignant hum arises in the intelligence's engines as you examine its ancient casing. Nothing looks out of the ordinary. Step away from the device. How do I use the antagonist? Because it, specifies that it talks about chuckling and that kind of thing, but I guess it's not a quest item. Don't know if it's not a cipher. It is actually useless. Alright, kick the device as hard as you can. Interesting. Allegon's got a much lower success rate. Well, actually, makes sense that we have a high success rate because we're trained in the skill. We're specialized, so we got a major bonus. So I can basically use 1 point of effort and guarantee that I can kick this thing good and hard. Success. The intelligence lights flutter an alarm just before your foot smashes into the base of the device. Something within goes crunch. Cell gating damaged. It gasps. The tree of lights focusing on you with blinding intensity. All prisoners lost. Shuttering Lugan bow. A hatch springs open near the dent by your left foot. The lights flicker off as you gain a hissing component from the device's smoking interior. You plan on breaking every machine in here? Why not? And now we can't actually interact with the machine anymore. Well, I'm sure that'll be fine. Alright, let's go outside. See what the reef has. I mean, I haven't really seen anything change here. So I've still got these guys. Two floating cones whirl and spin deliriously around each other, giggling out till from being tickled. The air around them smells of sweet, burning leaves. What are you? The cones continue to whirl and laugh like enraptured dancers, but no sign they've heard you. Watch them for patterns. The longer you stare, the more you're convinced that they turn faster when the spiraling paths cross each other. What are you for? The cones greet your question with a split second of hushed silence, followed by the lightless peals of helpless giggling. They aren't for anything. They're from one of the worlds before this one. Alagon rubs a hand across his stubble jaw. Sometimes a Numenera will do something useful, sometimes it'll turn you inside out, and sometimes they don't do a damn thing that makes any sense. I've often said that about you, darling. Killstage murmurs. Let's try speaking to him again. No. Quick fingers. Point of effort. Guaranteed success. Don't even use a thing. Okay. You managed to graze one of them with your finger. Wrong, a voice says, and your vision is stolen from you. A moon hangs over you, but it's not the one you recognize. It's black and in a pearl-white sky. Thick, flat asteroids orbit it like petals in the wind. You feel a questing tendrils at your ankle, and the hot wind on your face smells of scorched hair and grief. Gain 2 XP. And then the cones just resume. Cool. I mean, it's kind of old world art. So, I assume he wants to talk. This is the reef of fallen worlds, kid. It's a dangerous place at the best of times. And with you lighting up the sky as you felt, we should get out of here as soon as possible. Why were you looking at me when you said that? I wasn't. Don't be so paranoid. When she's looking, he raises his eyebrows at you knowingly. What makes the reef so dangerous? The Numenera of the past are always dangerous, but there are other dangers too. Some closer than others. What's your story? Ask me again when we get out of here. I don't trust this reef any more than the company we keep. Can you tell me about your tats? Pretty sweet, mate. These? They're nothing. Call them a consolation if you wish. Some call them by worse names. That's because I've had occasion to run afoul of these little snakes. Looks away this line of questions, clearly at the end. What do you think of Calistinge? Parasite disguised as scholar. Don't be surprised if she betrays you before the day's done. Actually, that'll be slow for her. Then why are you travelling with her? He clenches his mouth shut and you can see his jaw muscles working. She said she could help me with the problem I had. Never seemed to get anywhere with my business, but I found plenty of time for hers. Wasn't something I cared to do again. Keep that in mind when you talk to her. Okay, let's keep going. About time. Now, we're gonna use this again. We want to get the club. A tangled cluster of metallic tendrils grow from the depths of the nearby water. Strangely, they resemble clawed alien hands, most of which have 7 or 8 fingers. Examine the cluster. The hands sway softly, but their motions are difficult to follow. Watching them too long makes you feel nauseous. Aside from the hands themselves, you don't notice anything of interest in the cluster. Let's smash it. Let's smash it good and hard. Biff. Success. You grip the hand nearest you and snap it from its roots. Stepping back, you give it a couple of experimental swings. Good balance. Might make a decent weapon. You just aren't happy unless you're breaking things, are you? Let's try getting another one. You try wrapping your hands around one of the wrists and pull it with all your strength. Eventually, gasping, you give up. The tendrils seem thicker and stronger now, as if they fortified themselves against you. You walk away. So now, if we look at weapons, here is a medium weapon. It does some chemical damage. Interesting. That's much better for us, because medium means that our skills work with it. And let's have a look at this thing to charge up the knife. A matte black obelisk floats in midair above the water. It has sharp curved sides that converge to a glowing tip that brightens or dims with the passing of the bay's faint breezes. Raise your hand towards the obelisk. Lull like wells from within the blackstone, fixed on you like a furious eye. I knew someone who did what you're about to do, Elegant says, casually. The elm priest beam came out of the top of that thing and ripped his face off. Made a fancy nightlight out of his crystal necklace, though. But hey, sure you know what you're doing. Let's do the shot, shall we? Oh hush, at least that poor priest died in service of his curiosity, rather than stumbling about on the coast, complaining and feeling sorry for himself. Go ahead, please, she tells you, ignoring Elegant's glare. But do be careful. Let's do the crystal shard. Carefully, you level the shard at the obelisk, and a superheated beam lances from the tip of the structure into the crystal, sending vibrations up your arm and suffusing the shard with a warm green glow. Get 3 XP, lose the crystalline shard, but get, a better one. Okay, so now let's have a quick look at that. So now it does more damage, and it's worth more money. The interesting thing to note here is, can I dual wield? No. It's still worse than this, but it's just, I don't know, wait, I've got a sidebar. Unstable detonation, I should look at that. It's a grenade. It's just picked up power source that can be reused as a grenade. Cool. For energy damage, yep, and it's a speed thing as well. But I mean, it's still ultimately the same stuff. Ah, yes, that's right. Tab will highlight things that we can interact with. So let's interact with this. I know that we won't be able to get in here, so we'll just... Okay. So, a bubbling mass of sludge floats on the surface of the water. Every once in a while, an oily nodule separates from it and hurtles into the sky. Let's try and get that thing. Color stages the same success rates. Elegant. Nope. Alright, well, we've got way more points than NPCs do. So, we can at least... Well, you know what, let's use 2 points. And now we get fresh vapors. Next time sunlight strikes the object's streaked surface, you're ready. You snatch it from the oily mass and clean it as best you can. Not sure whether that awful muck is harmless, we're immensely lucky. Either way, do keep on picking things here. It's quite entertaining. Examine the sludge. Sludge basically appears to be something that's cleaning the reef or something. Somehow. Search more objects, wait for more things to surface, wait more, and hey! If lost, your patience is rewarded with unusual item bobs to the surface. Before it can sink out of sight, you snatch it up. You found a veritable filth-stained trove. Well done, dear. I think that's enough, although it would be interesting to see if you can. Wait. So, nice. Transparent glass sphere showing liquid tar running through a wasteland. Contains a mystical blue liquid which should mix with the globe before shaken, but there's ancient writing on the outer base. Cool, that's some kind of snow globey thing. That's always neat to see. Then these are just like bits of the Numenera, which is quickly run along here, see what we can see. And then let's go on to the fight. Or maybe we should do that next time. Let's do this Numenera a bit, and then we'll do the fight next time. Because again, yeah, this is, other than the start, this is pretty much the same as what we had previously. Alright, so it's just a regular thing. Okay, so next time round, we will go to Sega's Cliffs. But first, we'll fight things. Alright, no, Callistich has 12 intellect. And we're going to be using our party members for any intellect chests. We just cannot brain. We can make checks, but yeah. I think the only other thing is that I can admire the higher resolution backgrounds now. Obviously everything's running better on the new system compared to the old. And the backgrounds have been up-resed, so they go up to 1440p. Which is one of the reasons why this video should hopefully be 1440p now. So, until next time, have a great day. And I hope you come back next time. Bye.